the hurricane workout. I'm here with my bestie Karen. So we're going to help you get out of the stir crazy back into the calm, into the eye of the storm. And we're going to start in Superman pose or superhero pose. So just ground your feet all the way down, find a wider stance. And then shine your heart forward and up and drop your shoulders down. Really helps to kind of position the fists slightly in the back where the kidneys are. And then really exaggerate the heart going forward and up. Let's close our eyes for a moment and really feel our center from the feet upward all the way into the chest. Intentionally focus on your breath and focus on arriving in this present moment. Set your intention for the next couple of minutes of this workout. What would you like to create? What would you like to bring your focus towards so that would feel better? And maybe choose a little power thought that can carry you through your workout. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and step your feet about hip-width distance apart. Take your hands at heart center. Begin by taking a deep breath in, arms reach up. Then bow down with a soft bend in your knees. Inhale to come up halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold forward, navel to spine, eyes to thighs. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms touch over your head. Anchor your hands at your heart. Now take your power thought with you. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, bow down with a long spine. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Squeeze your upper arm bones towards one another. Lift the navel to the spine. Give yourself a deep, full breath in. And on an exhale, bend your elbows to come all the way to the floor. Lift your hands and lift your shoulders, baby cobra. Take a couple of breaths here, reaching your elbows down towards your toes. Begin to energize your legs, pressing your pubis bone down. One more full cycle of breath. And then gently release, tuck your toes, and move through a brief child's pose into your first downward facing dog. Deep, full breath in and full breath out. Please lift your right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee and open the hip. Let the left heel sink down and in. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square of the hips. Cheetah, exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale, reach up and back, getting vigorous. Exhale, cheetah, energize. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, cheetah, 2 more times. Now this time, step your right foot in between your hands. Separate your feet to the right and left, nice and wide. And then reach your right arm forward and up for a gentle twist. Think of outwardly rotating both of your upper arm bones to create space in your chest. And when you're ready, take your hands to the inside of the right foot. Quarter turn to your left, parallel of your feet. Find a long spine, sit bones pull apart, and soft bend in the knees. Begin to bend your left knee, straighten your right, shift your hips back. Straighten your right knee, bend your right knee, straighten your left. Switch. You have someone's behind in your face, you may as well have fun. Right knee bends, let's quarter turn to face the front of the mat. Step the left foot next to the right and fold forward. Hook your thumbs, bend your knees, scoop up the floor, open your chest, lean back. Now bend your knees, swing your arms behind you, and then straighten your legs as you interlace the hands. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Open the mouth, exhale out. One more time. Inhale, rise up, reach up, long spine. Exhale, bow down, soft bend in the knees. Halfway up, inhale. Step or hop back into plank, exhale. Take a deep full breath in, bend your elbows on your exhale, just about a third of the way down. Roll onto the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Another breath. Downward facing dog. Left leg rises, big breath in, bend the knee, open the hip. Let's release the right heel all the way to the earth. Please straighten your left leg, 5 cheetahs. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale, vigorously press back. Exhale, energize, pull it forward. Inhale, reach up and back, a little faster than you're accustomed to. Twice more. Now, stepping the foot in between your hands, wiggle the fingers and feet apart. Slowly reach your left arm forward and up. Find a gentle smile through the collarbones as you allow the right hip to drop. Really expand the knees away from one another, and then when you're ready, left hand to inside of left foot. Quarter turn, come up halfway, and then bend your right knee, straighten your left. Bend your left knee, straighten your right. And then if you want, lift your shoulders hip width hip height, and spread your arms out like a T as you go from side to side. So navel to spine, really protecting the lower back. Energizing the core, sliding the shoulder blades down to the imaginary back pockets of your pants. Next time your left knee is bent, quarter turn to face the front of the mat, step your right foot next to your left. Come up halfway, long spine. Fold forward, exhale. Rise up to standing, arms up. Interlace all 10 fingers, release the index finger, and lean to the right. Inhale, come to center, open your chest, lean to the left. Gorgeous. Inhale, come to center, take your hands to your heart, and contemplate on 3 things you appreciate about yourself right now. We're completed with the yoga warm-up. We're now moving into high intensity interval. Wee. Okay, are you guys ready for high intensity interval? We're going to alternate upper and lower body and do 8 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So let's get started in a wide, very wide squat, toes out, arms reach out, bend the knees. First interval of 20 seconds, start it now. We'll step into the right, fist to fire as you stand, sit back down, open wide, to the left, fist to fire, sit low, so you stay low the entire time, fist to fire, nice and deep squat. And take a rest. Beautiful. We're going to alternate that with a plank variation. You can do that plank variation on your knees or do it with your feet nice and wide. Lift one hand up, touch the opposite shoulder. Lift up first, then touch. So it's 2 little moves in one. When you lift the hand, you really want to keep your hips steady and parallel to the mat. That's why we'll break it down into 2 moves. And take a little rest. Coming back into that right squat. This time you can go ahead and jump or lift up onto your toes. So we'll step in, maybe lift onto the toes and lift up. If you like, you can go right into jumping. Nice and quick in your own pace. Gorgeous. Yeah. So come down into a plank. So good. Navel to spine. This is always a great time to find your power thought. Focus your thoughts on a phrase, an affirmation that makes you feel stronger. Gorgeous. And take a rest. So when you do that wide squat, make sure that your knees are over your ankles. Try jumping. Letting the neighbors take a nap. So you're landing lightly. Core engaged. Nice wide step. Gorgeous. And feel your heart beating. Yeah. Let's go back down into plank. Set and go. Maybe go for speed once you have the form down. Remember that the most important thing is to keep your hips parallel and steady. And walk it out. Halfway there. Actually, more than halfway there. One more round of both. And go. Last round here of the squat jumps, so give it all you got. Couple more seconds. Okay, let's take it down into the last plank. This is where we not just train the body, but also train the mind. So find something that is happening that is right here, that is real, that you can focus on. And rest. Gorgeous job. Interval 1 finished. Okay, are you guys ready for high intensity interval? We're going to alternate upper and lower body and do 8 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So let's get started in a wide, very wide squat, toes out, arms reach out, bend the knees. First interval of 20 seconds, start it now. We'll step into the right, fists to fire as you stand, sit back down, open wide, to the left, fist to fire, sit low, so you stay low the entire time, fist to fire, nice and deep squat. And take a rest. Beautiful. We're going to alternate that with a plank variation. You can do that plank variation on your knees or do it with your feet nice and wide. Lift one hand up, touch the opposite shoulder. Lift up first, then touch. So it's 2 little moves in one. When you lift the hand, you really want to keep your hips steady and parallel to the mat. That's why we'll break it down into 2 moves. And take a little rest. Coming back into that right squat, this time you can go ahead and jump or lift up onto your toes. So we'll step in, maybe lift onto the toes and lift up. If you like, you can go right into jumping. Nice and quick in your own pace. Gorgeous. Yeah. So come down into a plank. So good. Navel to spine. This is always a great time to find your power thought. Focus your thoughts on a phrase, an affirmation that makes you feel stronger. Gorgeous. And take a rest. So when you do that wide squat, make sure that your knees are over your ankles. Try jumping. Letting the neighbors take a nap. So you're landing lightly. Core engaged. Nice wide step. Gorgeous. And feel your heart beating. Yeah. Let's go back down into plank. Set and go. once you have the form down. Remember that the most important thing is to keep your hips parallel and steady. And walk it out. Halfway there. Actually, more than halfway there. One more round of both. And go. Last round here of the squat jumps, so give it all you got. Couple more seconds. Okay, let's take it down into the last plank. This is where we not just train the body, but also train the mind. So find something that is happening that is right here, that is real, that you can focus on. And rest. Gorgeous job. Interval 1 finished. Okay, are you guys ready for high intensity interval? We're going to alternate upper and lower body and do 8 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So let's get started in a wide, very wide squat, toes out, arms reach out, bend the knees. First interval of 20 seconds, start it now. We'll step into the right, fist to fire as you stand, sit back down, open wide, to the left, fist to fire, sit low, so you stay low the entire time, fist to fire, nice and deep squat. And take a rest. Beautiful. We're going to alternate that with a plank variation. You can do that plank variation on your knees or do it with your feet nice and wide. Lift one hand up, touch the opposite shoulder. Lift up first, then touch. So it's 2 little moves in one. When you lift the hand, you really want to keep your hips steady and parallel to the mat. That's why we'll break it down into 2 moves. And take a little rest. Coming back into that right squat, this time you can go ahead and jump or lift up onto your toes. So we'll step in, maybe lift onto the toes and lift up. If you like, you can go right into jumping. Nice and quick in your own pace. Gorgeous. Yeah. So come down into a plank. So good. Navel to spine. This is always a great time to find your power thought. Focus your thoughts on a phrase, an affirmation that makes you feel stronger. Gorgeous. And take a rest. So when you do that right squat, make sure that your knees are over your ankles. Try jumping. Letting the neighbors take a nap. So you're landing lightly. Of course, engaged. Nice wide step. Gorgeous. And feel your heart beating. Yeah. Let's go back down into plank. Set and go. Maybe go for speed once you have the form down. Remember that the most important thing is to keep your hips parallel and steady. And walk it out. Halfway there. Actually, more than halfway there. One more round of both. And go. Last round here of the squat jumps, so give it all you got. Couple more seconds. Okay, let's take it down into the last plank. This is where we not just train the body, but also train the mind. So find something that is happening that is right here, that is real, that you can focus on. And rest. Gorgeous job. Interval 1 finished. Okay, here comes the next interval. We're going to start in a plank position. So let's walk through this. And I want you to touch your left hand to your right ankle and switch. Because Karen said she really likes oblique training.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so let's shake it out. Shake out your wrists. And when you're ready, set and go. First round. Touch the opposite ankle. Find your breath. Find your power center. So imagine pulling your navel to your spine without restricting the breath. So good. Come up to standing. We're going to go into a wide squat. Arms reach forward. And as you stand up, you pull your elbows back. And as you sit down, you reach forward. Shoulders stay over the hips. Navel to spine, activate your back muscles. Last one. Gorgeous. Okay, let's go back down into the plank. If you're thinking this leg interval is suspiciously easy, you are right. So we'll crank it up in a moment. Let's go for opposite ankle. Do your best to keep your hips steady. Turn on your cores if you're having a nice white belt around your waist. Good. Come into that wide straddle. This time we'll face each other just so that we don't slide. But it's the same thing. Just going to add a jump to it. So if you want, jump your feet together. Jump your feet together. Oh, that neighbor is definitely waking up. Yes. Now this is super hard, but it's also your last interval. So let's get back down into that plank. You don't have to jump. Do what you can. If your knees hurt, your hips hurt, please don't jump. Learn to honor yourself right where you are. When I first started training like this, everything was hurting. I modified a lot. So just modify until you don't have to. So good. What's amazing about these exercises, you really have to focus. Get set and go. So stay on your breath. Stay with your mind in the room. So good. Last time. Those squat jumps or just wide squats. You can skip and fast forward right to the stretching part with this one. Otherwise, if you like to do a little bit more ab work, we're now going to do 1 minute intervals followed by 10-second breaks. So let's get started on our backs. Extend your legs straight out, overhead, over your hips. Turn your toes out, heels together. Now if you want to challenge yourself, lower your legs down to an angle, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and we'll pump. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts. Really try to look down at your navel and draw the navel down towards the spine. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts. If you like to add on, inhale for 4 counts, flex your feet, exhale for 4 counts. Point the feet for 4, flex the feet for 4. I'm going to calm down your breath a little bit. Try to lift your shoulder blades completely off the earth. So that's the challenge here. To crunch up so much that your shoulder blades lift off the earth. We'll try to bring your legs a little higher again and then lift the shoulder blades up more. Yes, that's extra challenge. Doing great. 6 more seconds. So good. Let's rock yourself up to seated. Get your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Flex your feet. Reach your arms up by your ears. And then roll back and roll up. Exhale, roll back. Arms stay by your ears. Roll up. So your legs are about 3/4 length. So maybe walk your feet out a little more. Exhale back. Arms stay by the ears. Arms reach up straight. So think about leaning back with the heart and then shifting the heart forward and up. Draw the navel back as you exhale on the way down. Do your best to keep your arms by your ears. You can always modify by holding your hands behind your thighs. If this bothers your back, please modify. Remember, you can also go less deep in range of motion. And take a pause. Great work. Let's get on our backs. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders completely up. Reach one leg out and pause. Switch, pause. Switch, pause. Really focusing on the extended leg, on fully lengthening that thigh for long, lean leg muscles, and really strong, supportive, stabilizing core. See if you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders up more, and rather get your legs a little higher to lift your shoulder blades completely, then to lower. If you want to challenge yourself and your shoulder blades are lifted, extend your legs further down to the earth. Take a double take of your abdomen, not to judge, but to make sure that you're pulling the navel down to the spine. Loving, supportive thoughts about your body as every cell of your body is listening. Great work. Rock yourself back up to seated. How's your abs doing?
They're feeling something.
Okay, let's get the knees together this time. Please reach forward, and on your way back, open your right arm behind you and then sweep it through, switch sides. Lean back, sweep back. So the knees are glued together. Ground your feet down. See if you can keep the contraction. So even as you're coming forward, keep the navel pulled back into the spine. Gorgeous breath. We're training our abdomen for endurance. That's what we want our abdomen to be able to do, is hold us up for long periods of time. And take a rest. Beautiful job. Let's get back down onto our backs. Hands behind your head. Bicycle. So this time, as we lift the head, neck, and shoulders and one leg extends, we twist our chest to the incoming knee. Then switch, twist the chest. So good. Notice the elbows are really out of sight. So the elbows are wide, so good. Super simple moves, but really effective, especially layered into one another and done in interval style. You can always go a little faster. Maybe close your eyes. See if you can keep the tips of the shoulder blades and your hip halves even. So those are 4 points of your body that are staying in steady contact. Almost there. Keep loving and supportive thoughts going in your mind. And hug it out. So good. Rock yourself up to seated. Get the knees wide, feet together, and stretch forward. Great job. Now to balance that out, we're going to do a little bit of back work. So go ahead and turn around onto your belly. Come up onto your forearms. Feet are as wide as your mat. Bring your heels to your seat, so really close. Flex your feet. And then from here, see if you can lift your knees. Tiny little pulses up. Now for some of us, it's extremely difficult, so you can also rest your head down. Or if you want to challenge yourself, lift your upper body up. So navel to spine. Try to lift the skin below the navel so that your pubis bone is down on the earth. And keep pulsing. Breathe in, breathe out. Shoulders away from the ears. And then relax. Relax your forehead down. Relax your legs out. Now interlace your hands over your hips. Make a fist. Reach the closed fist down to your heels. Fully extend your legs and then float your legs up and begin tiny little flutter kicks. Long, deep, full breath. Just to balance out all that abdominal work to make sure you have phenomenal posture. Feel really open through the heart. Feel really open through your lower chakras so that you feel confident and stable and grounded and clear. Little bit longer. Try to lift the tops of your thighs. And rest all the way down. Make your way into downward facing dog, however you want to get there. And hang out in the downward facing dog.
All right, so from downward dog, we want to cool the body off. Let's start by lifting up through the right leg. And just opening up the hip. Stack the hip, bend the knee. And just take 3 big circles with the knee. Take your time, moving slowly. Letting the heart rate calm down, and then move in the opposite direction, same thing. Good, now square out the hips as you lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, just draw your shin bone forward for half pigeon. Really getting into the hips. Let's walk the hands back. You may want to look back and make sure your left foot is truly behind the hip. And then open up through the heart. Think big, bright heart. Exhale, walk the hands forward. And then try your best to be even in the hips so you're not leaning on the right side of the seat or the left side. Let your elbows go wide enough so if you have that space in the hip, the forehead can begin melting down. Try not to stifle your breath or calm it with any kind of force, but instead just let your breath naturally slow down. We'll be here for just about 4 more breaths, so just allow the mind to stay calm. Maybe watching the breath and where it moves into the body. So we're trying to create space now with all that tissue that we just strengthened. For take one more breath here. On the exhale, really feel the body melt forward. And then slowly inhale, bring your hands back toward the knee, hands beneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes, use the core just enough to lift the hips, draw back, downward facing dog. Good, and then just pedal out the feet, bending one leg and then the other. And then inhale, left leg to the sky. Stack the hip on your exhale, bend the knee, and then find those big circles in one direction. Steer with the knee, open the hip. And when you're finished, move the opposite way. And then after that last circle, inhale the leg back, square the hips. Exhale, pull the shin bone forward. Land it on the diagonal, so notice the left knee is outside of the hip bone. Slide that back foot back, honor the brightness through the heart by lifting, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. So here again, we're centering in the hips, finding the same plane between right and left. And even here is a great time to come back to that power statement. So power from the source of within doesn't have to mean we're doing just the HIIT workout, right? But allowing the body to really rest in its state of power. 2 more breaths. Allow the hips to release. After that last exhale, same thing. Walk the hands beneath the shoulders. Take your time. Tuck your back toes under. Engage the navel just enough to lift back. Downward facing dog. Good. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Keeping the knees slightly bent. When you get the top of your mat, walk the feet wide. Let your toes hang off the edge. Coming into a deep squat, let your seat hang low. Hands to the heart, elbows wide. Good. And even close the eyes here. Feel your feet. One of the easiest ways we can calm is truly by feeling the earth under the feet. Allowing the body to feel grounded. Allow yourself one more breath here. After the exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Let your toes turn forward, lift your seat to the sky, and just hang for about 2 breaths. And then hands come back to the earth, bend the knees, walk the feet all the way together. This time, bring the knees together so you feel them squeeze into your midline. Bend, bend, bend into the knees, letting the heels come up. And then you can be here, if you feel pretty spent, you can just take your time and kind of stretch the feet. If you want to find the core one more time, you might lift the arms, lift the shoulders. Right, so Elli's taking a variation of leaning forward. And then we'll all come onto the seat. Basically come right back to where we were with feet together. But this time, let the seat drift back a little bit. And our last shape we'll find is just enhancing the brightness of the chest by lifting. And then gently walking the hands forward, finding a beautifully rounded spine. Let your head hang. If you have a pillow or blanket, maybe a block nearby, you can even put your head there. You can stay here for as long as you like. Elli and I are going to be here for 4 or 5 breaths. Keep allowing the shoulders to melt forward and the spine to release. Honor that last breath with a deep, full inhale. And then let's exhale through the mouth. As you inhale, take your time. If you're coming out of it, come slowly. Thank you so much. Nice work.
Namaste. You can also lie down and rest for a few minutes, which we encourage you to do. Set a timer and lie down and just really melt like ice cream in the sun. You did so awesome. We hope that you found your inner center. We sure did. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's